Welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It? Today, we're going to be talking about these stainless steel gutter guards, EasyOn gutter guards. They're available in most major retailers like Costco, Home Depot, Lowe's, all those big box stores. I've used a number of gutter guards in the past, and I will tell you, I love these. So I'm cutting to the chase, and I'm giving you my verdict right up front in the video. So if that's the only thing you came here for, I say I highly recommend these. But do stick around because I have two demos for you. I put these on my house 7 months ago. We're gonna climb the ladder. We're gonna take a look at what they look like after a full fall season and after a full winter season. So hang tight for that. And also I'm gonna show you how to install them. These are super easy to install. I'd say they're even easier than those cheap plastic ones that I used to use, the ones that snap on. There is one caveat though, where you will need these guys, and I'll explain that when we get there. But other than that, they're super easy to install. So I highly recommend them. Where's the best place to buy them? That really depends. Now, like a good manufacturer that's out to make a profit, they sell different products to different retailers. The best way you're gonna find the best price for you is take the price that you see, divide it by the feet that they're giving you. So this, I believe, is a 36-foot package, and then you get the cost per foot, because usually Home Depot and Costco carry a package that have different feet in it, a different amount of actual product. So take the cost, divide it by the feet, you get the cost per foot. When I purchased mine, I found that Costco, when it was on sale, was the best deal. But when it's not on sale at Costco, I believe Home Depot actually had the better price. So do the little math if you're looking to get the absolute best bang for your buck. But I absolutely do recommend this product. Now, enough talking, let's do some demos. Before we get started with the demos, what I'm gonna do is show you what used to be on my main roof. Now, I didn't put it on my lower roof yet because I wanted to do this video as like a little instructional piece on the best way to do it. But before I put these on my main roof 7-8 months ago, this is what was on my main roof. These plastic cheap gutter guards. And you can see, I did not doctor this in any way. This is what this ends up looking like. Absolute crap. Look at this. They peel back up from the side. All this debris just pools on them. And you just get this mess underneath the gutters. Just a complete mess. This is why the plastic ones just wouldn't cut it for me anymore, and I looked to the stainless steel ones, and so far I've been really happy. But we will take a look for the first time in 8 months at what it looks like underneath the gutter guards on the roof. So actually, rather than just talk about it, let's jump to the chase. Let's go take a look at what it looks like. What I'm gonna do now is go up to the top to take a look at the gutter guards that I put on last August. Right now it's mid-April, so the gutter guards have been on for an entire fall season, been on for about 6-7 months already. I'm gonna take you with me. So I haven't seen them yet, just put the ladder up. Let's go for a review. All right, here we are. Let's unclip the camera here. As you can see, not bad. Not bad so far. I'm gonna unscrew one of these to see how they did underneath. But as you can see down the side of the roof, all pretty good. And they've been on again since August, so about 7 months. They lasted all winter, all fall. Let's unscrew and see how they're doing. Just gonna unscrew. So what I recommend, I don't know if I'll say this in other areas of the video or not, but what I recommend is to do the screw method. As you can see the little nuts on right there. And the reason why I recommend that is to do what I'm about to do. This will allow you to check the work, to go back next year and check. If you use the adhesive, then you're sticking it on. You're not gonna be able to get it up. And then even if you can pry it up, you're not gonna be able to re-stick it. So by drilling in, like I did here, you're gonna be able to, next year, just to check to see if there's any dirt or anything, unscrew it and see what you're working with. I dropped one. So I took off, so I got this one up. Not bad at all. Let's take a look underneath here. Nice and clean. There's some dirt, but I mean, for 7 months, including the fall in the Northeast, and all these trees that are right around me here, as you can see, to have basically, let's shoot down there, basically nothing. These things work pretty great. I gotta tell you, definitely, in my opinion, definitely worth it. Way better than the plastic ones. And they still look great too, as you can see. All right, let me get down off this ladder and we'll resume. So you've made your decision that you want to go with the stainless steel EasyOn gutter guards. Now, here's the question. How do you install them? There's 2 different methods that you can install these. Now, I'm going to show you both of them. Well, I'm actually only going to demo one of them, but I'm going to explain both of them to you. Here's a small piece that I've cut out previously. As you can see here, this little red line, that's an adhesive line. So one of the things you can do is peel off that red and actually just adhere that part to the edge of your gutter. The negative there is that if you adhere it to the gutter, you're not going to be able to take it off in the future. In my demo, when I went to the top of the roof, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I would have adhered it, because I would have had to rip it off the edge of the gutter. And then if I was able to rip it off without causing any damage, I wouldn't be able to reattach it because the adhesive would have already been blown. So I recommend the second method. The second method is actually drilling it on using the included screws that they give you. What's really cool is they do include this drill bit for an impact driver in the package, and what's really awesome is it's magnetic. So you can see the screw on the head there. That is super helpful when you're up on a ladder 2 or 3 stories in the air doing this on your house. Luckily, I'm on a smaller roof right now, but this was very much appreciated when I was on the big roof last year. I recommend using this method because you'll be able to slip this underneath the roof onto the edge of the gutter, and then you'll just screw it in, and then being that you screwed it in, you can just easily unscrew it in the future if you do want to check underneath, clean out for the little debris that'll be there. Definitely recommend that method. So let's take a look. I'm going to install some gutter guards right now. Before I actually get started, there are 2 tools you should have available to you that do not come in the package. The first thing, an impact driver. Why? Because like I said, I recommend installing it screwed in, not using the adhesive. Of course, if you don't agree with me and you want to use the adhesive, that's a dumb decision, but you're welcome to it. You won't need an impact driver. But what you will need in either method is a pair of these low gauge tin snips. Why do you need them? Let's take a look. Here's the edge of the gutter. Now, as you can see, if you go to the edge and only bring the gutter guard to the edge, you leave this gap here on the side. And this gap, you'll get debris in, especially on the back, you'll get a lot of debris in. So what you do, and you always start with the edge, what you're gonna do is you're gonna clip off a little bit of this metal here and a little bit of this metal here to make a flap to guard against that. That's where you're gonna need those low gauge tin snips, because this is metal, so it's gonna be tough to cut. A regular pair of scissors obviously isn't gonna do it for you. So let's make that cut now, and then we'll see how we eliminate that gap. I'm gonna cut off about that much from the bottom part and that much from the top part using these tin snips. What's important is that you only cut the hard metal. Leave the mesh metal in place. You're gonna want that to cover the back of the gutter. The back of the gutter guard, the back of the gutter actually, with the gutter guard mesh. So cut that off right along the same line. Gotta cut that off. Now I recommend when you do this, find out what you need to cut and do this on the ground. Don't do this what I'm doing right now, which is doing it on a ladder, because especially if you're up high, dangerous things can happen. Only about 3 feet off the ground right now, so it's not too dangerous for me, and I can use both hands. But after those cuts, now you can see we have this extra flap here, and that's going to allow me Just slip this underneath here. Put this in place. And now I'm gonna kind of wrap this extra flap that I just created into the gutter, like that. So let's take a look at what this looks like from the side. That'll be wrapped down like this. So now you've created a barrier so debris cannot get into the side anymore. I'm gonna tuck that in, and then we're gonna start screwing down. After you're done with that cut, don't get rid of your tin snips just yet. You will need them as you go along. I'll show you why in just a second. But I do have that cut off on the end. I have now moved the metal piece to the end. So we have the metal butting up against the end, the mesh twisting over. Now what you want to do, because you want to create a little bit of a dip, is just pull down a little bit right in this area. Just kind of press down. The company has a good show that's on the box and on the website, but you want to kind of angle it down and then make a groove right here. So I kind of just bend it down with my hand. I don't do anything crazy, just like this. So I have one bent down, and now we're going to go ahead and start screwing it in. Very simple. Again, get some screws out. I do the center first if I can. Magnetic tip provided by the company. I try to go 3 per slab. First one I go right in the middle. Get that locked in. Then I go to the end, right on the corner there, about 1 inch from the corner. Let's take a look. See if I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. About 1 inch from the corner. Apply a little pressure. See how that goes in there? Now I'm going to do the third to get this first slat completely in. Set this up. And just like that, pull it in. We now have one mesh gutter attachment on. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do the rest. I'm going to show you the end result in just a moment. But before I do, I did mention you would need these one more time. Let me move the ladder over here a little bit, and then I'll explain why. So why am I going to need the tin snips again? The way this works, and if you want this to work appropriately, you really need a steady stream, uninterrupting, non-stop metal mesh. Now, in order to do that, you want to make sure that the next slab of gutter guard perfectly butts up against the first slab of gutter guard that you just installed. But with the mesh the way it is, it's very hard, as you can see, to get them to touch. So the way to do this is, what you want to do is you want to just cut out this little bit of mesh right here on the new gutter guard, and that'll make it able to butt up right against this gutter guard. You don't want to cut all the way up, because you want this part of the gutter guard to be a straight line, but you just want to cut down here so these can be butt up against each other without any interruption. So let's go ahead and do that. Just gonna cut this here. Get that out. It's obviously a little bit easier to cut the mesh, so you could theoretically do that with scissors, but you might as well just use the tin snips because it's a million times easier. See, I still need, you really need to go as close as possible to the edge. Again, do this on the ground. I'm doing it on the ladder only because I'm 2 to 3 feet off the ground here. These you can always do ahead of time. It's not like the edge, the first one that you place, where you have to kind of see how much extra netting you need. These are always going to be the same. So you could do these all on the ground and then move them up top when you're ready. And as you can see, once I cut that out there, it can now basically completely butt up against, and that will allow uninterrupted, unstopped metal mesh for uninterrupted coverage there. So let me go ahead and finish this up. All right, so now's where I'm gonna need the tin snips again. So I've just done most of the roof, and now I'm at the end section where it's not long enough for a full slab. So what I'm gonna do is measure out again from here, from the end of the last one that I did to the end of the gutter, and then I'm gonna cut that metal, and I'm gonna give myself a little bit more mesh to go over the edge again, just like I did before when we started. So let's go ahead and do that. One other thing I'd mention is do this with cut-proof gloves. This stuff is sharp on the end, so I would definitely recommend doing this definitely with gloves, but really some light cut-proof gloves as well. So there you go. I went from shitty plastic gutter guards that didn't stick, didn't stay, to beautiful stainless steel, perfectly in line gutter guards. Once again, I highly recommend these gutter guards. Again, if you're gonna buy them, which you should, definitely take a look, take the price that the place is charging you, divide it by the feet that you're getting, get the best price per foot, and buy it from that store. I find Costco on sale is the best way to do it, but it's totally up to you. I don't know if you're a Costco member, whatever the case is, I would definitely go ahead and get it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I had a great time doing it. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you had a similar experience or a different experience. I'd love to hear it. And let me know if there's anything else that I can review. I always try to get to all questions in the comments below, so feel free to write it. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.